Conspit sent the Ares Platinum 20 newton meters over their UK distributor RaySim to test out. As always, I say what I want. They have no control on the video. You don't see it beforehand. And also I have an affiliate link with RaySim. Anyways, having tried in the past the then 10 newton meters Ares and now the 18, now 20 newton meters Platinum, my opinions are mostly the same about this wheelbase. The price for this unit is £699, about 830 euros, and around the same in dollars, give or take a few tariffs. This is actually quite competitive in the marketplace, in the area it wants to be in, so in more or less high-end nowadays, so it's cheaper than the Club Sport DD with even more torque than that. It's roughly the same price as the Simagic Evo Pro. It's cheaper in the SimiCube. It's cheaper than the Invicta, around the same price as the Asetek Forte. And the thing is that these 20 newton meters come associated with a very high slew rate of 9.5 newton meters by microsecond, which is pretty much the same as the Asetek Invicta and around the same as the SimiCube 2 Pro. In paper, you have something that has a really good price to performance, just like the 10 newton meters, now 12, in the past, and it's pretty much the same build. It's pretty much everything, just a bit longer. Though I had something with the quick release that I will mention slightly later. This wheelbase can be mounted in the regular Fanatec Mazda pattern or even in more patterns because these nuts are actually on rails, and also can be south mounted. In the front it has their own proprietary quick release, and the dimensions of this are actually quite small. At the rear, there's the regular input-output, a USB for the connection and a 6-pin power, an A-stop input, and 5 CAN bus connectors using the USB-C format. Sadly, this isn't a USB hub, and I've been seeing this stuff being used more around. It would be very useful if you have on the back of the wheelbase, if you're using USB-Cs, let us use this also, not only as CAN bus, but also as a USB hub. At the top, there's this magnetic holder or pogo pen that comes out showing data pins for accessories. The motor is custom made with a customized skewed core with a high count of poles, giving it a real smooth motion, as smooth as the Evo Sports that we've tried for review a few months back. The quick release, though, is very different from what we have all around. You do have the Fanatec ones and also the D-Spec type. This one is more of a claw type that is available, as they say, in some sort of formula cars, and it comes with their own pass-through as well that is on the pen if you want to use, for example, in some Conspit wheels. It's made out of billet aluminum. The way it goes inside, you have to pull the collar back to insert it, and to remove it, it's exactly the same way. It costs £69. They have dropped the price a little bit, but it's still a little more on the more expensive side. And in terms of mounting, it's 3x50. That means for a lot of wheels, you need to buy some sort of adapter, a 3x50 to a 6x70, so you can use this in most of the wheels out there. So that means if you're planning to use this wheelbase with some sort of third-party wheel, plan ahead, make sure if you have the connections or the mounting points behind the wheel so you don't get the quick release and then you have no way to attach it to the wheel. However, I need to raise a big issue here. While I didn't have any issues with the quick release on a 10 Nm wheelbase, now 12 Nm wheelbase, on this specific unit, I've had quite a lot of issues. The quick release would have this side-by-side feel where you would feel it moving on this direction and with sometimes a little bit of a clank, and it would be very, very difficult to take out of the wheel side quick release. Lawrence Duzazwa had the same thing on his 10 Nm or 12 Nm unit when he did a review of it, of the regular Ares. It's exactly the same type of issue. Since then, Conspit has sent me a new wheel side quick release and a couple of other quick releases, and that has fixed the issue totally. Let's go beyond this issue of the quick release. In terms of the quick release itself, it's a very simple quick release. It's very easy to attach. It's actually strong when there's no issue with the quality control, and it has a huge advantage. It has much less mass than any other quick release out there. This is super important if you want to have a less filtered or mechanically filtered from the shaft force feedback feeling. That means not only you're going to already have a very high slew rate coming from the motor, since you have so little mass in the center of the shaft, that means that the force feedback signal will be felt stronger in your hands, and that is actually felt in the wheelbase. Let's talk about software. The software is pretty straightforward, very similar in terms of overall idea to the Ace Attack or even a Simagic. Very, very simple. The wheelbase or the pedals or the wheels will be detected on the side, and then you can set up your own stuff and do your own profiles very, very simply. For the wheelbase, you can change the settings in a basic or advanced mode. With the advanced mode, it comes with some decent profiles out of the box, though I do have some of my profiles available at randomcallsign.com for the Ares 10 Newton meter and now also for this one as well. Check it out. It might be useful if you're feeling a little bit lost in all of the settings. I would say that the most important setting available at the moment in this software will be the sharpening filter and also the pass-through filter. They go hand in hand very, very closely, and for some games it's really important to have it in a nice way. Think of it this way: the higher the sharpness, the lower the filtering, but I've talked with Conspit and it's reality not like that. They come with a very clean filter through the wheelbase that you need to really roughen it a bit, and you'll have to figure out on which games you need to add more. In iRacing can use more and the signal will not break. Now for LMU, you do need to reduce it a little bit because it's getting a little bit too complicated in the way that it translates to your hands. The 20 newton are felt. It feels very roughly the same as the DD1 in terms of strength, of brute strength, but I've reduced it to a more manageable, 10 to 14 newton meters, depending on the title. 12 newton meters would be more or less my range of them torques. In sum, the Platinum is a stronger version of the 10 newton meter wheelbase. It's super familiar. It feels really strong and responsive. It's incredibly accurate and smooth. If you don't play around with the settings, sometimes a bit too smooth. So that sharpness filter I was talking about, you need to have a look and you need to start having a connection between that sharpening filter and also the pass-through. Its performance is really good, top-notch in most of the sims that I've tried, including Assetto Corsa, where it was actually pretty good for drifting. It doesn't really go to the Simagic Evo thing, but Simagic Evo, it's actually pretty much tuned to that. It was really good in road driving or even GT3s. So let's start with iRacing then. The 360 Hz force feedback is starting to become more common in more wheelbases, and it's still not available for Conspit wheelbases just right now. Still, the quality of the force feedback is fantastic. The detail coming from the wheel allows me to pick up the grip differences on the new iRacing tire model. It's precise and easy to understand with solid performance. For Le Mans Ultimate, it's one of the best wheelbases that I've tried this title with. If you had the filtering or you increase the filter sharpness, it can become quite painful. So you need to remove a bit of that sharpness to around 50% or even less to have a more clean signal. And apparently you are actually removing filters, so that's good. And you have a really good performance. The sense of control and road feel is really top-notch. It's really a good wheelbase if you want to race on Le Mans Ultimate. It's probably one of the better ones out there in this sim. In regards to ACC and AC, the driving is fantastic. There isn't really worlds of difference apart between the Ares and the Platinum. The response is somewhat familiar, and as well the sense of detail. AC has a good positive experience even in drifting and road racing. It has a good profile out of the box for drifting and actually roads. And for ACC, it's a similar experience to the Fanatec Club Sport 80 Plus I normally main. I believe this change from 18 to 20 newton meters and also the 10 to 12 newton meters was done in a sense to be practical, not so much to deliver you the torque because, 18, 20 newton meters, after a certain point, it doesn't really matter. It's a way to make them compare a little bit better against the Simagic, the Ace attacks, and also a way, more numbers means better, more PP energy and all of that good stuff. So yeah, that's the Ares Platinum. It's a really good wheelbase with basically no compromises. You have high torque, high speed, low dampening, a decent flexible software, and the price is incredibly competent. The quick release is good and light and definitely improves the experience, though some quality control might be an issue right now, so I have to mention that. And also adding to the down part that would be, even though the software is good, I would much rather have it do the updates via the software instead of going to their site. And also, if they could add more explanations on what each filter does, that would also help a lot. Conspit also has an ever-growing ecosystem. I've tried in the past the CPP Lite, pretty good pedals, and also the 300 GT, excellent wheel. It's a pretty decent kit all around, really like to use it, and in reality, depending on the price, it might be even a no-brainer getting one. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this wheelbase.